Chaverim, this is Rabbi Yitzchak Shapira coming to you live from Rome, Italy. As you notice here, I'm sitting on a bench, and you might wonder why I chose this bench. Behind me, we are right now outside the Museum of Rome. And this seat, they have a specific name for it. It's a seat that was used in the synagogue. It's called in Hebrew, Kiseh Moshe, the seat of Moses. What is the seat of Moses and why is it significant? Because those who sat on the seat of Moses, those are the ones who had the halachic power to rule and to make halachic decision on Jewish everyday life. Why is it significant? Because in Matthew 23, Rabbi Yeshua, the greatest rabbi of all time, and tells us that the Prushim sit on the seat of Moses. Therefore, he say, Shimru ve'asu, guard and listen to everything that they tell you to do. This is significant. Yeshua have not come to remove the power from the Perushim. He came to tell Am Israel is that in accordance to Moses, and please understand that Yeshua is not making anything new. He is making something that the Torah is commanding us. Don't go left or right and listen to your leaders. And Yeshua coming is actually validating the authority of Chazal. Interestingly enough, there are some in Israel today who release videos that those on the seat of Moses are made this seat up. They made their authority up, employ and plot to have control. Beloved, this is not true, and this is not what the scriptures teach us. It is teach us that there's been in the shul, just imagine, this is probably several hundred years old, there's been a specific seat where a man and a woman, or a man and a person would come to ask an halachic question. Why? Why did the rabbis, why do we need an halachic answer? Because the Torah left a lot of things unanswered for us. And the rabbis answered this question not because they want to add to the Torah. The Talmud and the oral law does not come to add to the Torah. It's a wrong way to look at that. The oral law comes out of love to the written law. And every rabbi would tell you that they sit on the seat of Moses not because they hate the law, but because they love the Torah of Moshe. They want to practice it correctly. So what God has says, He said in the Torah in Deuteronomy 16, Shoftim v'shotrim natati lecha. I put a judges so that he will know how to practice the word of Moses. What does it mean to us today? Should we blindly follow every word on those on the seat of Moses? Well, yes and no. Let me explain that. Everything that they say to us we are to do, but we are to do those things with a different motivation. Therefore, Yeshua said, be careful that your deeds, that your kavanah, that your intention, that your heart does not resemble theirs. Similarly, said that our righteousness need to surpass the righteousness those who are the Pharisees. In essence, we have to listen. We're not to obey, because this seat here actually represents a framework. This is, beloved, the framework of Judaism. This is the framework of Torah. Anybody who wants to reject rabbinic authority, rejecting the Torah itself, we must learn to work within this framework. But at the same time, we must do those things with a greater zeal, with a greater kavanah, with a greater spirit. This is our challenge to you today. Do you adhere to those in the seat of Moses, or do you, in essence, say that you are sitting on the seat of Moses? Especially, I talk to my Christian friends, to the Hebrew rooters, of different flavors, who wants to sit on the seat of Moses. Beloved, guess what? If you kick out the Jewish people from the seat of Moses by making your own halacha, by making your own interpretation of the Torah, you are in essence guilty of replacement theology. That is true also of Messianic Jews, by the way. We don't want to replace them. And Paul tells us in Romans chapter 3 that the Jews are responsible for the oracle of God. It's also said in Romans chapter 9 that the promises and the covenants are given to the Jews. In Zechariah 8 it says the 10 Gentiles will hold the tzitzit of a Jew. Why is it? Because God has called the entire nation of Israel to be those who will sit on the seat of Moses. He called the entire Jewish nation to be those who will tell this Torah properly to the world. So we have to start in the microscopic level, where we inside Israel submit ourselves to the authorities that are placed by God. And remember that all authority is given by God. But now let me apply it to the macro body of Messiah, where the body of Messiah also, those who claim to be grafted in. There is no grafting in, beloved, unless we listen and obey to those in the seat of Moses. Ultimately, it says in the book of Isaiah 51, Torah chadasha titzeh me'iti. A new Torah will come out of me. Shim'u le'omim megoim. Know those nations and goim. Know those things. That new Torah, the ultimate one who sit on this seat, is Mashiach Tzidkenu himself. And yes, he will come. And yes, he will reclaim. And yes, he will reteach us. And yes, he will correct us. And yes, he will correct all those rabbis. Yes, he will do it. And I look forward for this day. But this day has not yet come. Therefore, until this day comes, let us continue to listen to those in the seat of Moses and do it with the spirit of the ultimate one who sits on the seat, King Mashiach. Shalom from outside of the great synagogue here in Rome, from the seat of Moshe. Be taught.